Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bump Monkey Mafia. I'm Frankie V.
Cody is back, boys.
And Double T, Turnbuckle 2.
My voice kind of still faded a little bit, but I was actually able to get off the couch for about 5 minutes to come sit in here with you two clowns and do this podcast.
So is that all you've been doing, is sitting on the couch?
Yeah, man. Pretty much. I just been sitting on the couch just, just being sick and just watching a little bit of wrestling and yeah.
So you missed our show on Sunday. Man, what were your thoughts of that Mid-South show? Obviously, you heard ours, so...
Dude, man, it was epic, honestly. I mean, that Sam Stackhouse Gallows match was fantastic. It's rare in this industry that you get... And those two kind of came up together. And it's rare in this breed that those two just click so well in a match. And you could feel the emotion after the match between them. I liked it, man. CJ Ward, that whole tournament looked fantastic. Dude, it was a great show.
Dude, kudos to Drake and Sam, man. Y'all are Mafia Monday picks.
I saw that.
For a good reason.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
But yeah, man, I enjoyed it. It was a great show.
So hopefully you're ready for the September 9th show?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm super excited.
I'm already learning sign language again, guys. I'm going to be hoarse.
Yeah, I
James.
I heard you had to go to work on Saturday, and you guys both went to work on Saturday.
You ever
and
heard a dog bark when it's got its vocal cords removed? Where they sound like a turkey? That's how I was answering the phone at work, guys. It wasn't very pleasant.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
It's like, hey, you got Helen Keller answering the phone. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's offensive.
Once you've heard one Helen Keller joke, you've heard them all right?
That's it.
I didn't see that one coming.
Man, what'd you think about Raw? I was super surprised at the ending, but I like it. This is exactly what Raw needs right now. I can get behind this.
It was great. It was unpredictable, which is what I like. I like it, man, because Raw needed something. They needed something big, and this is their something big. You finally get a chance to turn Seth Rollins face.
Exactly.
And Kevin Owens is champ, man. The guy well deserved it. And the champ.
Well, here's the deal. It's fresh storyline that we've never seen. Nothing predictable. And the end result, the end game of this is Finn Balor coming back to get his title. What's not to like?
I mean, look at the Finn Balor and Kevin Owens match in Japan. If you haven't watched that match, it's on the WWE Network. You need to go watch that match. For them to do it on a bigger stage, like on the main roster, as the two top guys, is going to make that match 10 times better.
I'm calling it right now. Balor comes back at the Rumble, wins the Rumble. Kevin Owens holds that title till WrestleMania, and Balor wins it back at WrestleMania. Calling it now.
You think all the way straight through till WrestleMania, or do you think he'll drop it a couple times?
I don't think he'll drop it once.
You don't think he'll drop it not once to Rollins? Rollins goes into pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Gets screwed over by Triple H, sets up for KO versus Finn Balor at WrestleMania, and then Triple H versus Rollins at WrestleMania.
Dude, I think that Rollins-Triple H feud's going to happen a lot sooner than WrestleMania.
Yeah. I
think that's going to be a Clash of the Champions match. It's going to roll over to Hell in a Cell, and they'll do probably a 5-on-5 Survivor Series traditional match on that. I mean, that's the good thing about this is you can make it a 2 or 3 month feud. I don't see it being a WrestleMania deal when you need it right now. Raw needs this feud right now.
What do you think of the New Day with Bayley?
It was entertaining. I know that Bayley is high energy when she comes to the ring, but she didn't know what to do. Like, you could tell she was lost in the presence of the New Day because the crowd connects. The crowd connects so much with the New Day that when she comes in with her own energy, it just was weird. You could tell she was a little bit uncomfortable in that much spotlight at once. But in the end, they ended up clicking. I really liked it.
Yeah, I was surprised she got the hot tag.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I mean, when you put those two together, it's always going to be very entertaining. What did you guys think about the show in a whole, though? I mean, take away the main event, like the show in a whole.
Man, I think you take away that main event, it was what it's usually been. Nothing great.
I don't know. I think it was one of the better Raws. They're continuing several rivalries that I like seeing. I like seeing the whole Chris Jericho aspect. I love seeing him be stupid on the mic because it's hilarious. It's funny. And he's proving he can do it with or without Kevin Owens. I'm really liking that.
Here's what I tell you I like. Sheamus Cesaro. Man, this feud, this best of 7 is growing on me.
Man, I wish I could say it was.
And that's exactly what they need to put Sheamus back in that spotlight, back in that main event spotlight, because he's not been there for a while.
But does Sheamus deserve to be in the main event spotlight over Cesaro?
They both do.
I mean, but
get rid of the mohawk. Get
Hey, listen,
rid of the
man,
weird mustache.
I'm not going to take anything away from Sheamus. He's been in this business long enough. He's done everything right. His ring work's not the best. He's good on the mic, I feel like, but he's a good heel.
Exactly.
I mean, he's a guy you can kind of ship between mid-card and main event. Very occasionally with the main event, though. But here's my thing. The show in general was great. But Raw's had 2 good shows now since the brand split. And both those shows have had major title implications. Yeah. You can't have major title implications every week for a show to be phenomenal. Nope. Every show outside of those 2 title implication shows have been maybe 2 bananas at best.
Man, the squash match that Braun Strowman had against Americos, man, kudos to this kid. He wrestles for Wrestling for a Cause.
Fight like a kid, guys. Fight like a kid.
Check him out. Great organization. And he got a little time in the spotlight, man. He'll actually be wrestling September 10th against Sam Stackhouse.
Oh, he's in that Hometown
He's
Hero
in the
match.
Hometown Heroes
match. That's going to be in Tulsa, correct?
Yep, that's going to be up in Tulsa on September the 10th.
All right, guys, I have a question for you. What did you think of them putting Dana Brooke with Anderson and Gallows? That made no sense to me whatsoever.
Anderson Gallows don't need a manager, don't need a valet. They're solid workers. They don't need any of that.
I like it.
Dana Brooks, on the other hand, needs some help.
Hey, you know, it's funny because I was watching Raw on Monday and I got on Twitter, and Amber Gallows, Luke Gallows' wife, went off on this. She basically hated the idea because you got to remember when they were, you know, in Japan, she was over there with them.
Yeah.
And, you know, she probably thinks, oh, well, WWE's trying to rip this off for me. So, I mean, if you're going to put a manager in there, put Amber Gallows in the WWE and say, hey, you know, this is your manager. I think the WWE's at the point where they're like, what the hell do we do with Dana Brooke? She's Raw's Eve Marie, basically, so.
No, because I actually like watching Eva Marie more than I like watching Dana Brooke.
I still think Dana.
Tim also likes to watch paint dry, by the way.
Yes, I do, and I enjoy eating paint sometimes as well, guys.
He had a lot of paint chips as a child.
Besides the point, I mean, if I wanted to see something with a platypus lips, I'd go look at a duck. I mean, you hit her on her face, she's going to bounce back up instantly because all the collagen in her lips, guys.
She's kind of Botoxy.
I mean, what was that one reporter? I think she passed.
She could probably also double as one of those inflatable tube men that Bailey comes
out
to.
That's her new job. That's her new job. She's going to be in Bailey's entrance. She's going to be opposite of Adam Rose's bunny.
So did you watch moving on to SmackDown? Man, that Bray Wyatt promo, that word between him and Orton, I loved every minute of it. Dude, you can't go wrong with Bray Wyatt. I think this little feud they're building here is exactly what SmackDown needs to put Bray Wyatt back on that main event picture.
It's not only what SmackDown needs. I mean, if you think about it, you have the enigma of Bray Wyatt in itself. And then you have Randy Orton kind of going back towards his legend killer, his roots when he first started being a singles competitor. Going back to his heyday, making the same claims as his heyday, you know. It's going to elevate both those people, and the fact that Randy Orton's willing to work with Bray Wyatt in a rivalry is showing that he knows this kid's got it. One thing I didn't like, and this goes to the fans, is they started chanting Husky Harris. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
Come on, people. That's probably the same people that were booing the Universal title.
Right? I mean, come on. Why would you chant Husky Harris? Let him leave that behind. Let him do what he needs to do to move on. But what do you do with Rowan?
Man, I just still think you got to leave Bray by himself. Rowan, you know, you bring Luke Harper back, they'll make a pretty good tag team on SmackDown.
Speaking of tag teams, what'd you think about the Headbangers coming back to WWE After 16 years.
Dude, they look good. They look like they've been doing some bingo halls, but they look good.
It just didn't feel like they got over, like they were over back in the day.
Man, I'll tell you what. You guys remember back when Heath Slater had his feud with like all the Hall of Famers? I wish that SmackDown would do this maybe like once a month, bring in a classic tag team for just like a random match. And I know this was a tournament match, but I liked it. It looked good. I enjoyed it.
I mean, it made perfect sense. Who else is Rhino and the free agent going to get over on?
What did y'all think about Renee Young going to Heath Slater's house?
Dude, that was comedic genius, dude. I laughed so hard. And the fact that Rhino didn't say anything, he just sat there and ate Cheez Whiz and crackers.
Time and time again, and I will say this, I'm a huge Rhino person. I mean, sometimes he's sloppy in the ring, sometimes he has a bad attitude, but the guy is funny. I've watched countless interviews where Edge and Christian have talked about him being in their lives from when they were starting and everything, and he's a comedic genius. He's known for doing a lot of ribs, and they're just letting it show. He doesn't even have to say anything, and it's funny. I mean, you see a 250 pounds of muscle just sitting there with cheese in a can, not even saying a word, and it was genius.
Dude, it was pretty funny. I just like the whole setup with the double wide or just single wide, and if he wins the tournament, he's getting a double wide, baby.
Man, I'll tell you what. Let me ask you though. I mean, do you basically, it's basically win and get a job or lose and you're out. You think by chance they beat American Alpha? If they get to the finals between those two teams at Backlash, any chance they put those titles around Heath Slater and Rhino?
Yes. I think they do it like they did the Intercontinental Championship with Zack Ryder. They're going to do it for the shock factor, and then boom, it's going to be over.
Here's the thing about American Alpha. As good as what they are, I don't want to see as much as I saw like Finn Balor come in right away and just win everything. I don't know if I want to see that with American Alpha yet. I'd like to see him maybe get the titles around WrestleMania time, but let someone else win them. Like maybe have the Usos beat American Alpha. Maybe you set it up next week, because I believe next week it's the Usos versus American Alpha.
Yeah.
Someone comes in and costs American Alpha that match. Then you can get a feud. Maybe it's the Vaudevillains or whoever. And build up a feud. Don't give them the titles just yet.
I mean, that's one thing that I've noticed too, is a lot of new talent, as soon as they come in, they get a title belt. Even in NXT, I mean, look at Nakamura. Nakamura came in, got a title belt. All of that. That's cool to draw towards the internet fans, draw towards that internet fan base, for the people that know of the guys coming up from the bingo halls, coming from New Japan, coming from Mexico. But the guys that have been in the company and they deserve something, let them have a little bit to eat too. I mean, if you think about it, what would be funnier than Rhino and Heath Slater as champions? What would be funnier than that?
It'd be great, man.
I mean, Rhino spontaneously bleeding out of his eye somehow every match. I don't know what happened there, but
what'd you think about them pushing this deal with Miz being a coward?
Man, it was interesting. I saw that and I was like, man, this is going to one of two ways. It's going to be completely nothing, or this could be a big push for the Miz, dude.
Me and Tim talked about this a little bit, and the dude's a talented worker. He's good on the mic. He's an excellent heel. But I just don't think his matches aren't that great. I've never seen an excellent Miz match.
I mean, you guys keep bringing that up, but at the same time, like, he's never really worked with high quality talent in a huge rivalry.
For a reason.
But think about this with Dolph Ziggler. They're putting him with Ziggler for a reason. Ziggler is one of the hottest wrestlers you got right now. He's getting inducted into the K-State Hall of Fame this month, by the way, guys. If you guys didn't know that, he was a walk-on to K-State in amateur wrestling, and he's actually getting inducted into their Hall of Fame. He's the winningest wrestler they've ever had. So the fact that they're putting him with pure talent, maybe they see potential in the Miz. Maybe this will make the Miz step up his game. Maybe things will start going better for his career. I don't know. I'm not sold on him in the ring.
Listen, man, here's the thing about the Miz is He's got his good and bad times, and I think he's earned the strides though with the WWE. But I think the biggest he's gonna ever get is right now. I mean, I just don't. The way that I think that the WWE might be running the storyline is he eventually might be world champion again.
Dude, with the talent they got coming in, I don't see it.
Man, it's also one of those deals where the WWE does this like once or twice a year. They use a guy like The Miz just to put as a pay-per-view headliner. Won't ever win the match, and they also do a paper champion sometimes too, man. They do a guy just randomly they select to be a champion for 2 months, and you're like, what the hell? But it's just like, hey, here's for all the hard work.
Let's bring David Arquette back in.
They need some fillers someplace. I mean, I hate to see Miz be that, but I'd rather him be a filler than seeing someone such as what's his name that came back from 3-Man Gang or
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal.
Hey,
I'd rather see Miz wrestle than him.
You guys remember when Vince Russo was WCW champion, right?
Yeah.
How long was he WCW champion? Like a month? Every time I listen to the brand, the Vince Russo podcast, they introduce him as the former WCW heavyweight champion. So, hey, that paper champion, you still get to say you were a heavyweight champion at one time.
It looks good on a resume.
Yes, it does. I've never been a heavyweight champion, besides a couple hot dog eating contests, but lately me and Tim, we've been tying up on that a lot. So
that's when you do get a hot dog with a wiener inside of it.
Yeah, the
and
cheese and the wiener.
So when you pick up a random hot dog bun and be like, damn it, there's no wiener in here.
So when I was 18 years old, me, Frank, and our buddy Prophet went up to a show up in Guthrie. It was still Rage, wasn't it?
No,
was
this
it Comp
one was
Pro?
one in Muskogee.
Was it Comp Pro?
No, I don't remember who it was.
I think it was Comp Pro, brother.
I wrestled Prophet and you videotaped.
So we get done with the day. I'm tired. I'm ready to make that drive back from Tulsa to OKC. And I'm like, Frank, pull over. I want to get something to eat. So me being the hungry fat boy that I was, went inside, and I'm just excited to eat a hot dog. I'm like, nothing sounds better than a hot dog with mustard on it. Well, Frank was at the checkout stand. He's like, hurry up, fat boy, let's go. So I get my bun. Well, me being...
out of the bottom of the roller where the hot dogs are.
There were no hot dogs on the roller, so I assumed maybe the hot dogs were in the bun. So
which has never happened in the history of ever for anybody who's ever bought a gas station hot dog.
Hey, listen, I thought hot dog, the way hot dogs buying at a gas station's kind of come along since then. But basically, we get on the road, I get my bun out of my wrapper, and there's no wiener in my bun. And I was so mad, all I got was bread. And I said, Frank, we got to go get my wiener, man. And I never got that wiener.
Dude, I paid $2.50 for 2 pieces of bread.
So you never thought to check for condensation from a hot dog being inside the bag?
No.
I was tired, man.
I mean, I'm sure that's against some health regulation, is sealing something with a hot dog inside it.
I want to know what the guy that sold it to me thought.
You would think he would have said, hey, buddy, there's no wiener in there.
I mean, he gave you the best rib there ever.
Can I get a hot dog without the wiener?
Maybe he thought you guys are like gypsies and traveled with like a ice chest full of hot dogs.
Man, those were some good times traveling.
SmackDown, we were on SmackDown, guys.
We were on SmackDown. I mean, we pretty much covered everything. I mean, I think they're doing better overall as WWE as a whole. They're getting there. It's taking a little bit of time, but they're getting there.
It's up and down, man. Who knows? I'm excited for Backlash, though.
I'm excited for Backlash, but when are you going to let AJ Styles out of the spotlight of John Cena still? He's still carrying that around. Like, I understand.
I like it, but I'm an AJ Styles guy. So.
No, I'm a huge AJ Styles fan. But at the same time, like, why is everything he's done in this business got to be compared to John Cena?
You think he beats Dean Ambrose at Backlash?
I don't know.
I honestly don't know, because with the way Raw went, I have no idea where their head's at right now.
Dude, they did flip the script on us on Raw.
I mean, I have no idea. I mean, we could wake up next week, Monday, Roman Reigns is heel, joins with Kevin Owens and Triple H, forms a new 2-man power trip. I don't know.
Guys, if you think about this, if Seth Rollins is actually face, all 3 members of the Shield our face again.
And what have we been talking about happening? The Shield coming back together.
Man, and that'd be epic, because I still think they're going to do some kind of Raw versus SmackDown deal at Survivor Series, but man, it would be amazing if like Triple H decided to form like Evolution again and say, Bobby Roode, I'm just going to bring you straight up from NXT, because he's a Triple H guy.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode, if you're going to put anybody in the new Evolution, I cannot talk. Evolution. If you're gonna form that faction again, you got to have Bobby Roode in it.
So, Evolution, strictly speaking, Bobby Roode, Triple H, and Kevin Owens against the Shield, or would you take the Shield versus the Club?
Nah.
You don't think they're gonna run a Club angle at all?
I don't think they will.
Man, I think if they were to do it, they would have already done it.
I mean, even with that little teaser at SummerSlam, or do you think that was just a strict tease?
I think it was just a tease.
I mean, here's my thing.
Nod to the fans.
Here's my thing is, Balor's been on Raw for over a month now, and Gallows and Anderson have been on the same show as him. They haven't done anything with it. At the pay-per-view, they did the whole Too Sweet deal with them, but that was with Styles, too. They haven't done anything with it. I don't think the WWE wants to rip it off of anything. I mean, that's the thing, is you still have the Bullet Club going and, that whole thing, and you've got new members in that. I just don't think the WWE wants to rip it off from anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be fantastic. You got them forming a faction, and you have them tear through the WWE, and it's like, oh my God, the only thing that's going to save us is the Shield. Don't get me wrong, my wrestling dreams would come true, but I just don't think the WWE wants to rip off from it. And the thing is I think if you did that, it'd go dry real fast. Because do you do it with everybody? What I think would be cool is if they did it, you'd have to do it right. You do it to where the club or the Bullet Club or whatever you name it, you do it on both shows. You do it where Nakamura comes in on SmackDown and does it with Styles, and you add someone else, and you do it with Balor, Anderson, and Gallows on Raw. You have it where they control both shows, because remember they talked about that after the brand split. When they split AJ up, they said we were going to run both shows.
I mean, that would be a fantastic thing, a club versus club match. I mean, even that.
No, not club versus club. I mean, they just run both shows.
They could run both shows, but they could also do the whole NWO angle, NWO versus NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Because Prince Devitt, a.k.a. Finn Balor, formed Bullet Club.
Hey guys, what are they doing with this whole Brock Lesnar deal from Monday night? I don't know where the hell that promo was going.
That promo left me. I ended up tuning out because I didn't know where it was going.
It was a useless promo. I mean, and I'm going to go on a rant real fast, guys. I talked about this last podcast. How do you have someone on your roster that's suspended in another sport for doping? I'm sorry. The state of Nevada has suspended Brock Lesnar. How do you have it makes no sense. I don't care if you don't drug test your part-timers. Still, he's suspended in another combat sport. Why is he still on your roster?
Well, here's my thing, is that the WWE, and you make a good point, Turnbuckle Tim, because the WWE puts itself out there like the UFC, that they want people to believe it is sports, but it's also entertainment. So how are you going to compare yourself to the UFC and basically have this same deal where it's like, oh, in the UFC you're suspended, but you're allowed here? It's all about that money, man. They don't want to pay him $6 million a year to sit on his butt, which they pretty much already do. I don't know where they're going with that angle, though. Are they going to build a Shane McMahon versus Lesnar feud?
I heard they're doing a Orton Lesnar 2.
They're doing it at a live event, though.
Oh, it's a live event.
It's a live event. It could be a network special, but they're not.
My thing with it is everyone's buzzing. Oh, Goldberg's supposed to be coming back. Goldberg's supposed to be coming back. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. First time I saw that, it was a travesty to wrestling.
I don't want to see that train wreck again.
Wrestlers, the sport of wrestling, whatever you want to call yourself, it was a train wreck. I don't want to see that again. I don't.
Here's my thing, is if he does end up feuding, Lesnar feuds with Shane McMahon, obviously, Lesnar's going to destroy Shane. At what point as a wrestling fan do you get tired of seeing Lesnar just destroy everybody?
2 SummerSlams ago?
Yep. ever
we're
freaking.
already there, man.
I mean, you got to think about it. The past 3 SummerSlams, Lesnar's been the headliner of every single one. Cena and Lesnar, Undertaker and Lesnar, Randy Orton and Lesnar. I'm done with Lesnar. Like,
It's boring.
He's boring. He has no mic skills. He has a chicken yell. The only thing that keeps him relevant is Paul Heyman. Why not put Paul Heyman on another hill that's going to be even better? I mean,
Lesnar needs to put some people over, and that he'll never do it.
No.
But I mean, buddy, that's the thing is, I don't want to see that crap anymore. It's too predictable. If it'd be cool if Shane fought Lesnar. If somehow Shane pulled it out, but it's boring.
I don't like it, sir.
It's like
Done with it.
with Mike Tyson when he was on his prime. He didn't get pay-per-views anymore because he didn't able to destroy somebody.
you ever tried to put poop back in your butt?
I have not. Have you?
I mean, that's some Brock Lesnar in the WWE right now. Get rid of it.
Because guess what? You're going to poop it right back out.
I think Tim's tried before by the sound of it.
I mean, don't even get me started. Like, I don't even know what to say right now.
Have you
guys.
ever put poop back in your butt?
I mean,
Sounds messy.
honestly, the only thing I'd like to see Brock Lesnar for is if he battled Braun Strowman. You're building Strowman up as a monster. Why not give him real competition? Just don't let him catch an elbow to the head and bleed.
Yeah.
And then get in a fight with a miniature Canadian.
It's a quick question. Do you poop? Do you put poop back in your butt while you're watching paint dry?
Yes, I do. And then I have the paint chips on the side.
That's Tim's weekend in a hole right there.
I will agree with Tim though. I'd rather put poop back in my butt than watch some of these Raws we've been watching.
I mean,
Do you have a favorite paint that you'd like to watch dry?
gold.
Gold paint?
The sparklies attract
Do you
me.
have dressing for your paint chips?
I wear my helmet.
For some reason. So here in our podcast room, Tim brought his luchador mask to put with all our collectibles the other day. So I had this image in my head I shouldn't have of Tim pooping with his mask on, put poop back in his butt, watching paint dry, eating paint chips with ranch dressing.
While drinking a cold Coors Light.
Stop cold! Stop cold!
I give that 5 bananas.
Not 1, not 2, but 5 bananas.
Oh, man.
I mean,
So,
am I done shitting on Brock Lesnar?
I think we're done. So obviously, we've been talking a lot about Oklahoma wrestling. Man, I think we're at a good point here in Oklahoma with our independent federations.
I'm excited to get out there and check out some other promotions, man. I'm really excited about IWR's next show out in Duncan, though, man. I was so impressed with how Jerry Bostic and them run that organization that I want more, man. I want more because their shows. I've never been to an individual show. We went to Oklahomania, and they do these shows where they bring in big names, but I want to see a show with just their talent. And that's something I'm excited for. Compound I'm excited for. And, of course, Mid-South, they make me excited all the time.
Yeah. Me and Tim talked a little bit Sunday about the matches on the 23rd. Man, all gimmicks. What's your thoughts on that, man? There's some exciting stuff coming up.
Man, I'm probably actually more excited for that, just that whole night in general, than I am excited for any upcoming WWE pay-per-view, because it's just, they're building this stuff up. And in Oklahoma wrestling for a long time, when I first started kind of watching and getting into it, you couldn't really build up feuds, and there was a lack of it. And Mid-South's doing a really good job, and that they just do a really good job of building it up, get people excited for it.
Man, the internet exclusive match Wednesday night was the CJ Ward versus one half of the Mid-South Wrestling Alliance Tag Team Champions, Tyson James. Tyson gets the win with a little bit of trickery.
I mean, Tyson James, for what he is, I mean, him and the other half of the tag champions, they're great heel tag team. I mean, everything you want in a heel tag team, they are.
The thing that I like about that tag team is in indie wrestling, it's very rare that you ever see a tag team stay together for numerous amounts of years. And Will's young, and Tyson's always been a great team player, but that's a tag team that I could see being around for quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I mean, it's going to be an interesting night. Hopefully we see some title changes too.
Man, I think they're all on the line that night.
Yeah.
All titles are on the line. So you're telling me they're having a Night of Champions with gimmicks, and I just get to watch Raw's Night of Champions, and I don't even know how good that's going to be, and all I have to do is go to Crossroads Mall to watch this.
That's all you got to do. Show up at the old Plaza Mayor, the old Crossroads Mall. They're running shows about every 2 weeks. You get the weekly internet match. Man, they put stuff on their Facebook page several times a week. They're just doing it right now.
Dude, I like it, man. It's nice because I like how we went there for the last show. You know, you get there early, you can go grab a bite to eat. They have some fantastic food to choose from too, man. The place we ate at last week was phenomenal.
And you just wall Mexican joint, man.
Yeah, dude, and you just walk right over to the venue after that.
They got it going, man. Like I said earlier, I'm excited to get up to check out Compound Pro. We'll be getting up there
as soon as we can, guys.
Yeah,
we're trying.
Schedules allow it.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, some people have to work on the weekends, and it sucks. But we're definitely going to be up there soon, sooner than what you would think.
And we also, guys, we got invited to Salina, Kansas for an October show, so we're going to be trying to make it
XCW, was it?
Yeah, somewhere up by Salina, Kansas. I got a message on Facebook, and man, if our schedules allow it, we will go up there and check that show out.
About
it's a Halloween show?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's on a Sunday. We're about 75% sure we'll be able to make that. And yeah, man, there's just all these shows, and I'm just excited to get out there and see what's going on, man.
I mean, I truly, I don't know who my favorite at Mid-South is right now. I mean, I have top runners, of course, but I don't know who my favorite is because every person that comes through that curtain gives you a different experience.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't really have a favorite. I just am enjoyed by everyone's presence and what they do and what they love to do.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, we saw someone break the barricade last show. I mean, I'm surprised those ladies were able to put that barricade back together.
Yeah. Definitely. But, I mean, you know, I'm excited to see this Nikki Knight, Skylar Slice, and Mickie James match because, you know, I'm still going to be a little bit of homer here. I still think that Skylar and Nikki will look better than Mickie James in the ring and in general as well. But, you know, man, I'm a big fan of Mickie James. I mean, I was never a big Trish Stratus fan, but I've always been a big fan of Mickie, so it'll be fun to see her, and yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to get some more information on that card as well. So,
I don't have too much going on it, but what about Skylar Slice, Nikki Knight, September 23rd, title on the line in
dog collar match.
No, dog collar chain match, guys. Can't forget the chain.
Same thing.
Man, I'm going to tell you what right now. We might have seen the Oklafan match of the year last week with Sam Stackhouse and Drake Gallows, but this match might take that match.
I mean, I don't know what match I'm more excited for on that day. I really don't. I mean, 5-man's table match, last man standing match, dog collar chain match. I don't know what else they're going to throw at us. I mean, it'd be great to see another crazy Royal Rumble going on, so I don't know what they're going to do.
That's what I was going to touch on was the Tom Jones Rumble. I remember talking to you, Cody, a little bit about it, and it was just so entertaining to watch, man. You hit me in the shoulder during the show, and you're like, this is crazy.
Man, you know what? I remember going to Mid-South shows when I was a kid, maybe 12, 13, and Step stole Tommy D, man. That man just, dude. And I've been Facebook friends with Tommy for a while, man. And I don't get on Facebook very often on my own personal account, but it's funny because I'm just sitting there and I look at Frank and I said, man, I think that Step stole Tommy D, man. And I'm like, who's he managing? And then he takes his shirt off and he's wrestling. And I'm like, this is the greatest night of my life. Taking bumps. He got on the top turnbuckle too, didn't he?
Yeah, he got. They threw him over. He got eliminated.
He actually came close to winning it.
Well, I'm telling you right now, they need to redo that Rumble and let him win it because, as Christian would say, one more match. I want that man to win that Rumble.
Oh man!
So guys, you know we deal a lot with Oklahoma wrestling here. We deal a lot with WWE wrestling. I'm a New Japan follower, and there's a guy over there named Kenny Omega right now that's making some loud noise, and he's kind of calling out the American form of wrestling, WWE, the Western form of wrestling. You know, he actually called out Cody Ibushi. And for those of you that watched the Cruiserweight Classic, you guys know who he is, and then called out Shinsuke Nakamura, just going in and basically dogging on them for leaving New Japan, which is, in his eyes, the superior product, and coming over here to be junior. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, they're taking their opportunity to come over here because, I mean, you know, New Japan is big, but when it comes to brand name, there's nothing bigger than the WWE in terms of popularity and in terms of mainstream media. I mean, they're taking their chance and getting their name out there.
You know, man, here's my thing, is there's just a lot of people in this industry that just, they don't want to wrestle for the WWE, and they assume that once you start wrestling for them or you sign a contract, you're a sellout.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe Kenny Omega's referencing that. I mean, I don't blame those guys for going to the WWE. I still don't think it's going to work out with Ibushi or Nakamura, to be honest with you. I think they'll be in the WWE for a couple of years and they'll be back in Japan. I mean, that's where your bread's buttered. With AJ Styles is different. AJ Styles is from this country. You know, he went to Japan, blah, blah, blah. AJ Styles is a WWE type guy. I don't see Nakamura and Ibushi being big WWE guys. They're bigger in Japan than they'll ever be bigger here.
Even with Finn Balor?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Balor, it's going to take some time. But, I mean, that's the thing, is Balor's, I don't know if it's just, Balor can still cut a promo. I mean, Nakamura you can barely hear, and I've never heard Ibushi talk.
That's true.
I mean, I love watching him wrestle, but, you know, Finn can actually get in with the crowd, and, I mean, you have to understand, there's a big following of Irish heritage in America, and people love that. That's why St. Paddy's Day is our freaking drunk favorite holiday. And, I mean, you know, it's not like, you know, it's not really a racism thing, but it's just more people don't get excited for Japanese cultural wrestling over here. They just don't.
No.
I mean, there are people that watch New Japan, and it's fun to watch, don't get me wrong. But if I'm going to watch the WWE, I would rather watch guys like Finn Balor and AJ Styles. And if I want to watch New Japan, and I love watching the two wrestle, don't get me wrong, I'd rather see Ibushi and Nakamura. But I'm not knocking them for being in the WWE. I'm saying I'd rather watch them in New Japan than I would in the WWE.
I mean, my main thing is I'm a huge fan of Kenny Omega. I like the whole Kenny the Cleaner look. I mean, he's part of the Bullet Club. He's doing his thing. He just won the G1 Climax over there. So he's one of their top guys. But I don't agree with taking a shot at the biggest wrestling company to be at. I mean,
yeah.
If you want to be the head in this business, you ask any wrestler that has the biggest dream, and they're going to say, I want to be in WrestleMania. Every single one of them that wants to go to the big match, wants to go to the big stage, wants to be the highest you can be, it's WrestleMania. I mean, I'm sorry, New Japan's great, but WWE is WWE. It's a global aspect of things, and that's the only thing I don't agree about. Is it kind of irritated me a little bit. It kind of took away from it.
Yeah, like I said, I think they're coming over here to get their dues, to get their name out there. Because, like I said, when it comes to globally, you know, WWE dominates globally and social media wise. I mean, you can't knock those guys for trying to get ahead.
No, I mean, I don't blame them. I'm just saying in the long run, I mean, I think they're more entertaining in New Japan. I mean, if you're thinking short term, yeah, they're great for the WWE, but if you're thinking long term, no.
All right, guys, let's take it back to Mid South. What would be your Mid South dream match there, Frankie V? I'm curious.
Mid-South as in old Mid-South, or is what we have now?
Sorry, Mid-South Wrestling Alliance. My bad.
So what we have now? Man, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, that CJ Ward Double D match was up there.
So you think that's another contender for match of the year?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I could have a dream match, if I could say, man, there's one match that I really want to see, I don't know, man. That'd be tough. That'd be something I'd have to think about overnight because there's a lot of talent. I mean, Double D and CJ were great, but yeah, I don't know.
Man, I would like to see a championship scramble between Landers, Double D, CJ Ward, Psycho Mike, and Will. Or, sorry, not Will. Will. I mean, it would be fantastic. I wouldn't know where to look.
It'd be a good match, that's for sure.
I mean, what else do you want?
You can scream some more Tap Will Tap.
Yeah, you could. Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow and Steve Urkel.
But yeah, guys. Hey, I was going to ask you guys, what did y'all think about the this week? I mean, in general, like, how many bananas would you rate Raw and SmackDown? And we had our banana count going of who had the better show.
SmackDown was 2-1.
I think SmackDown was actually 3-1.
Was it
3-1?
Yeah, SmackDown was up 3. I gotta give it to Raw this week.
I'm gonna go 4 bananas with Raw. I agree with Frankie V. I'll go 4 bananas.
I'm still gonna think SmackDown was better than Raw. I mean, because here's the thing: is I'm not just looking at one part of the show. I'm looking at a complete. Because I mean, Raw takes 3 hours of my time, and I'm sitting there, and I mean, 2 hours and 15 minutes of it was just dry to me. And I mean, SmackDown's just always good to watch from start to finish.
I base my decision purely on the main event.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, I could agree with that. I'm just saying my time's worth something. Well, not really, but but I mean, I'm just saying I thought that SmackDown was better.
Hey, I take away from eating my paint chips to watch Raw. Okay, it has to be good.
Yeah, I mean, if Tim's taking away that time, it's got to be pretty good.
It's pretty special if it's cutting into paint chip eating.
I mean, as a whole, I'm still dissatisfied with the WWE product right now. It's getting better, but it's not where it needs to be. I really don't see the brand split, if I could talk, brand split going on for too much longer. I mean, it'll probably finish out the year, but after that, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I don't know if they could keep 2 separate audiences.
Sorry, Tim's trying to eat his paint chips and talk at the same time.
2 separate audiences entertained for 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
I don't think they could do it.
It's gonna be interesting to see, guys. Next Thursday we will have an interview for sure.
Somebody will be here.
Here's the thing, guys. Is Prophet got sick last week? I don't know, man. There's been someone going around too. I don't know.
We all got sick at like the same time.
You need to eat more paint chips.
I want to like farting on each other's pillow.
We were farting on each other's pillow, put poop in each other's butts, and sharing paint chips.
Hey, don't touch my paint chips.
But basically, we've got numerous amounts of people that we've already agreed to interview, have already agreed to interview with us, and we've got a list. And start next Thursday, and every Tuesday or Thursday night, we will have an interview. And that is for sure happening next week.
Yeah, so next week we'll have an interview. We'll cover a little bit more of that Mid-South show on the 9th.
Which is next Friday, guys. Get your tickets. They're available now.
On Ticketstorm.com.
$8 for general admission.
$10 for ringside.
$10 to see Mickey James, man.
$8 for me because I said general admission.
Yeah, I'm a little cheap, all right? I drink Powerade, not Gatorade. But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun. We haven't had a big name like Mickey come through here in a while. I mean, just as an individual performer, we saw her at Oklahoma Mania, but yeah.
Back when I was wrestling, I think we had Vader come out for a show.
Yeah, we did have Vader.
But I don't think nobody liked him because he's a dick.
Dude, I'm
You're gonna get kicked off an airplane if you're not careful.
And then we had Rodney Mack one time. If you remember
Rodney Mack's still doing shows, dude.
Really? Rodney Mack.
I love getting on Twitter and seeing these small indie people have like talent. And the other day I saw Rodney Mack was going to be at a show. And I was like, okay, are they paying me to go to this show? Because I'm like, Rodney Mack's not been relevant. And I guarantee if you put Rodney Mack
plus years,
if you advertise Rodney Mack, people will not know who the hell he is.
But speaking of not knowing, so the show we went to last week, we started a Carl Winslow chant. The funny thing is there's this group of kids sitting next to us. Man, they're just getting after it. Carl, Carl. These kids have no idea who Carl Winslow is. They just thought it was funny.
Those kids will chant anything. Like, I'm kind of curious as to how far we can take it, but I don't want to push too many buttons. And by the way, Vader, if you ever listen to this podcast, I don't want you to throw potatoes my way. So that was all Cody. That was not me. I'm over here eating
rip your eyeball
chips.
out.
Yeah, Vader can put poop back in my butthole. I don't care what you do.
Man, so
I still want my Team Vader wrestle though. It's still, dude. When he wrestled Heath Slater, he still got it run pretty well.
man, he's still pretty agile for as old and as big as
He looks like a bunch of aged donuts, but you know, I heard he is a interesting character, brother.
We should try and get Vader on the show, guys. It's Vader time.
He would say, hell no. Oh, no, you jackasses.
I listened to one of your podcasts and you guys ripped on me the whole time.
Oh, man. But yeah, folks, like we said, check out Mid-South Wrestling Alliance. Here in the city, Compound Pro up in Tulsa. Man, just push independent wrestling.
Yep, make
Because it's
it.
got to start somewhere.
Let's build this thing up and get it going. You guys got any closing thoughts?
Man, I think I'm tapped out for the week.
I really do agree with Frankie V on this one. We covered the Mid-South show, the last podcast that we had, guys, which is also available on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. But I just, like I said last week, I cannot wait until next Friday. I mean, the 2 weeks in between these shows are doing me no justice.
Did we make any progress on our shirts this week? We've got some people asking about them.
Yeah, we got a meeting scheduled with our T-shirt guy. And as soon as we get that meeting hashed out, we'll get some more T-shirts printed up.
We should
I'd
have.
say more. We only had 3 for us, but
They used all their material for the shirts because we're all
That's
fat.
a lot of fabric. That's a lot of fabric, guys. If you haven't seen Butt Monkey in person yet, we kind of all just blend in. It looks like
We look like a bunch of apes.
we bring the
Ate
beef.
a bunch of apes.
we bring the beef, the bananas, the buffet. It all comes.
Oh, let me touch on this. We touched. Me and you talked about this, but obviously Cody wasn't here Sunday. Brock Lander's manager is named Brandon the Barricade because we had no idea what his name was.
I think from now on I'm gonna change it to Brandon Buffet. I really think I'm gonna chant Buffet every time it comes out, guys.
I bet that dude's closed a couple buffets.
I love when fat people call each other fat.
I mean, he does look like he ate Wu-Tang. So
I'm just throwing that out there. You'd fit perfectly in the mafia.
I don't know. I don't think the seat where we sit has enough room.
I mean, we roll 3 deep, but we look like 6.
If you think between all our shirt sizes, y'all are both what, 3X?
3. I'm rocking a 3.
I'm not going to indulge that out on the internet.
I'm still out of 1. I'm fighting a 2, but I'm still out of 1.
Cody's holding on.
His fabric's holding on.
Freaking barely.
Have you guys ever seen like a bra strap with like one hook in? That's what Cody's shirt does.
Those 1Xs are pushing maximum density for that.
But yeah, guys.
You know what they say? When you wear a tighter shirt, you don't need a bra.
But yeah, if you guys
I
connect,
can't be running, man. I got.
connect with us on Facebook. Just send us messages. We'll post on there when we get the shirts available, and we'll get them to you.
Probably gonna be late September.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot for late September. We got lives. We got jobs.
Yeah.
I got 7 kids at home to feed. My
7
main
kids
kids
at home.
Speaking of the 7 kids, did you guys see the people in the audience on SmackDown? They hold up signs that say Slater's kids on them. And there's a whole group of them, and they get bigger and bigger every week.
Oh, man. Like Tim said, you can find us on Facebook. Just type in Bump Monkey Mafia.
Don't Google that, though.
Don't Google that. Then you might not want to see what comes up on that.
It could be a picture of Tim doing the things that we've said he does.
Hey, that was one time we filmed it. One time.
On Facebook Live.
You can follow us on Twitter. Where we at on Twitter? You got our Twitter handle covered there.
Tim's Twitter's the Poopin' Luchador.
It's actually at TBKL Tim. Thank you very much, Cody Turnbuckle Tim.
Tola Tim.
Cody's taking that crown from me today, though, guys.
Yeah. We're on Twitter at Bum Monkey Mafia. Guys, I got nothing else. Excited for next week. We'll be back Tuesday night. Me and you will, I think. Turnbuckle Tim's going to be with us Tuesday.
I will try.
We will try.
Turnbuckle Tim's got to work.
You got to pay for those paychecks.
You got to pay for all those paychecks.
I just scrape those off the wall. I walk around to old buildings with asbestos on and just scrape them off the wall. All right, guys. Bump Monkey out.